Right, today we are going to show you how to remove these body side mouldings on your Range Rover Sport 2005. So here we are. It should be the same all the way through the Range Rover Sport range up until 2013. The door mouldings are all the same. So we're going to show you how to take those off. Why would you want to take them off? Right, you can see these are textured plastic. So we are going to get these color-coded on our project car. And some of the higher spec cars did have these color-coded to match the body. You have to sort of rub them down a bit, and our paint guy has to put like a high-build primer and get them all body color, which is cool. What else might you want to take them off? They do have a habit, if you catch them or something, or you have a little slight scrape, they can come loose and are half hanging off. The rubbers that form part the bottom can also get caught and hang off. You might have a missing scrape down. Anyway, yep, so around this side, we've taken it off already, and you can see. So if you've got mud flaps fitted like we have, you'll have to take your mud flap off to get this little bit off. So we're going to show you how to take the little bit off. I'm going to show you how to take your door mouldings off and the clips there. We'll look at that. And obviously the rear moulding. And also these mouldings have got a little bit of rubber along the bottom edge. And we'll show you how to disconnect the rubber. So that's what we're going to do. Probably worth doing. You can see how dirty it all gets. We'll give it a clean after we've got the other side off. But you get a lot of debris and poop stuck in there. Right, let's go around the other side, Gary. So Gary's got this mastered. So first tip. Put your car, put the suspension up. So you've got the little controls on the center console, and you can raise your suspension. Don't go working under the car with the suspension raised, because you'll squash your head if it falls. But it just makes it easier to work along the side here. Right, for this video, we're going to start at the back. So there we go, open the door. Oh, lush lights. Right, now, it's a bit sneaky, this one. It's got a little... Now, on one side of the car, we had a Torx. Do you remember what the size Torx was? Like a Torx T25 or something.
Something like that,
yeah. Don't worry. But on this side, we've got a crosshead screw. So this is the only screw on the door panel here. So you've got to undo that one. So Gary's on it. Now, it's just screwing into plastic. You can see the plastic pushing out a little bit there. And when that comes out, let me have a look at that. There we go. So you've got a sort of self-tapping screw. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus. Let's try again. There you go. Right, so that's the only screw. So keep that safe, because you'll need that when you put it back together. Now, do you want to rip that one off, Gary, now? Now, have you got any particular technique for this, Gary, you reckon? The bottom edge is sort of clipped under with that weather seal a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. You try and get a bit out, and then...
Get in with like a plasticky...
That's it.
And it sounds like you're breaking it, doesn't it?
It don't make a nice sound, but it is alright.
And you're the door open or closed? The door open allows you to get under that bottom edge a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so that's that. Right, let's do the quick bonus now. Right, let's have a look. So right, what you've got is these yellow and white clips, and they separate. And you can see the white bit, they're dirty, they don't look very white there. But you've got the little, and they've got like a little conical lead into a little hole. And then on the door, you've got these little yellow things, and it is a little nipple thing right on the end there. And that's what locates it. But let me just go and grab one of the fittings and show you what they look like before they're on the door card. So these are the things. They look like they're Lice Gem biscuits. But basically, when those two parts are stuck together, this is what they look like. You can see the little nipple. And when you buy these new, actually, if you just slide one of those out, Gary, show us how to slide that out. You'll notice it's got this bit in. And then you can get this, and where you've got that slot, I'm showing you sideways there, you can actually fit that in there. Okay, and you could, so if you buy new panels, they'll probably come like this. And you can just push those on. And you can see there, that little arrowhead will zip into the hole. But it won't go into a hole if you've got one of these yellow things. So we'll show you in a minute how to get these yellow things out. But we might need some advice from you guys, because the only way we've worked out how to do it is fairly brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, just butchered it. Really.
We just butchered it. Right, so that's why we'll save that for later. That's not a pretty job. Right, well done, Gary. We've got one off. Right. Open the door again. No screws on this one. No. Not that we can find, anyway. You reckon? You might bear at the top because you've got that weather seal to fight at the bottom, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's a question of maybe you might be right at the bottom. That's it. Now, which side had the two black bits on, Gary? Was it the front or the back edge?
Back edge.
This edge here, yeah. So maybe start at the other end if you can. I know it's harder to get in because you haven't got the... But those black clips were kind of tricky. We're making this up as we go along. Yeah. Right. Yeah, now maybe... So pop it along, but those back two, Gary, we might be better sliding those out because they broke on the other side, didn't they?
Yeah. There is like a bit of a lip there you can kind of pull onto, really.
You've got a little bit of love handles on there to grip onto, have we?
Yeah.
Cool.
And just kind of work your way along.
Right, that's it. That's it. Now, I reckon those end two, if they don't come, you could try sliding the door card that way. Is that going to get them off or not? Right, you're limited what you can slide because there's actually a locating pin, so you're just going to have to do your best there, Gary, to pull those off. Maybe rotate it a bit. Oh, well done. Well, that top one slide out now, as it's still got the pin. Yeah, that top one. Yeah. So the trouble is, Gary couldn't slide it because you've got this big locating thing here. But you've done well there, Gary. You slid them both out and left the fixings in. But you know where you're going to be able to slide that back in and get those fixings are going to have to come out the door card, aren't they?
Yeah.
So notice, right, so at this, right, I keep calling front and back. So next to your C-pillar, you've got these two black clips, which are different. And then all along, you've got the two yellow and white, or just yellow clips going along there. Now, these big holes you can see in the door card, they're for the locating one. And they're really cool because they protrude more. So when you offer it up, they're the first thing to touch the door card. And you can see those looking over. So you know that when they go in, these will be lined up. So you could just... Right, should we keep... Right, let's show how to do that rubber strip, Gary. So on the bottom of that one there, it's the same on all of them, you've got a rubber strip and you can literally just pull the rubber off. Now if you were having them painted, we were discussing this earlier, we reckon you're probably as well to take these rubber strips off. If I just show you the cross section there, you can see how it grips. And then on this, you've got a little edge there, a little sharp edge, so it flips over that. But if you're going to paint it, you want to get that rubber strip off, paint them, and then reapply the rubber strip. So that's how to do that. Right. What should we do next, Gary? We can either do that front bit, or we can have a go at removing the clips. What do you think? Let's remove the clips, because that front bit's a pig. Right. We'll leave the hard stuff to last. Right, here we go. Right, we're going to have a go at the black clips first. Now, you want to be careful not to scratch your paint on this top bit. You're not so worried about the bit that's under the plastic. So, we've got a trim removal tool there. I reckon you might just lever that out. Like that doesn't sound... It sounds brutal. But I reckon you've done alright there, Gary. Well done.
That's better than...
Better than we did the other side.
Yeah.
No, you've taken that out mint. So those black ones, because it's going to be easier... I think it's going to be easier to apply those. Let me just show people. Again, you've got, if you look down the side there, you've got that sort of groove, and you can apply that back onto that trim there. Let's have a look if you're lucky. They were brittle on the other side. Yeah, you've broken that one. So you'll see there that the little arrowhead bit. So I think if you're doing this, you need to order, get a couple more of these clips, and we'll put the part numbers down below. In the comments, we'll put the part numbers for the black clips and the yellow and white clips. The yellow and white clips we've got on our website actually, but not these black ones. Right. Right, let's show them our hideous way of getting rid of these. So if anyone's got a better idea, please comment, because someone might have worked out a better way of doing this. So I reckon we tried every trim tool to get these out, and we struggled. It's so flimsy. So the way we did it in the end. And again, this is butchery, so careful, Gary, make sure you go down, because I don't want you scratching the door card, scratching the door. Right, that's it, and another go. Now, people have been complaining about my hammer choice, Gary. They're complaining about my carpenter's hammer. Awesome. Right, so there you go. So now, as Gary pointed out to me earlier, that's fine, but you've got a little bit of plastic in your door card. But again, that's the best way we could work at doing it, wasn't it? We messed around for ages. So if you need to fit new clips, if you've got broken new clips, that's the best way I can get them out, because then you just put the whole yellow and white clip in the corresponding position. Right, here we go. Now, actually, on that rear door card, what rear, Gary? Do you want to show them how you can refit the door cards? So we just need to hook it underneath, and then you line up. So you've got this edge here, and the door actually sits not on that. You need to get this lip in first.
Yeah.
So you have to hook the bottom underneath. Now it doesn't go right at the back. That's you got it, yeah. And then you line up those, and you could probably close the door once you got it. There's that clip I put in. Well done. So yeah, make sure you've got all the corresponding bits in the right places. That's it, and it should go pretty close. And then you've got to give it a real. Right. And then again, you can close the door if you want to get a bit of a better push on it. Right. So that's how you refit them, but it's quite a brutal, and you can't do a slow, steady push.
No. That
doesn't work. You've got to surprise it. It's got to be a little pop, pop, pop. So that's how you refit them, and obviously you'd refit the screw. Right, that's that. Right, front one. Now this front one, obviously you're going to want to colour code this if you're taking this off. You've got to take the mud flap off first. So there's some fixing screws on the inside. Now this will probably be a bit messy and a bit boring, but Gary's just going to point them out, and then he'll do them off camera. One there, and
one down there.
And there's one up from the bottom, isn't there, Gary? One goes up.
Underneath
up
here.
under, I think is it up under there or under?
No,
it's up under there. But we'll show you when he's got them out. We'll show you. So we'll let Gary get on and get those out, because they're just kind of rusty and snarly and horrid. Notice how Gary's turned the wheel on the car to give himself a bit more clearance there. Obviously he turned it the other way on the other side. Right, so we've got the mud flap off, and there was a screw at the top here, screw in the middle, actually here, and one there, and then there was one up underneath, which was sort of on the mud flap. You can see where it is. We got those out. They look a fairly rough bunch. Now, if you haven't got the mud flap on, you're laughing. You won't have to do that. And then you've just got to get this top one out. There'll be a screw here. You've got to take that one out, and then the one underneath, you'll have to take that out as well. Now, the bottom of this panel locates on the bottom of the trim that I'll show you. The bottom of this plastic trim here, this sill trim. And this sill trim has got two pegs that come out the front, two tongues. And there's a little hoop on the end bit. So watch that. Right, hold on, I don't want to trap your fingers, Gary. Right. Right, okay, so what's the plan? What do you reckon, Gary? Why do you pull at
this top edge.
Yeah. Again, it's going to make that horrible popping noise. And it's only got two poppers on that top edge.
Yeah.
And it'll be caked in mud and everything. There you go. You can see, and they look like they've come all right.
Yeah.
And then we've got to go that way, haven't we, Gary? We've got to slide it forward. But you've got to make sure this front bit's out. That's it. It's a bit of a wriggle. It's a bit of a fight. And you'll see the tongue goes into that little receptacle there. Goes into there. And if you put your hand, can you just put your hand behind it, Gary, so I can get a bit of contrast? That's it. You can see the two little tongues coming out there. So you've got to dock those tongues in under there, and then it's just the two things that come out there. So let's have a look at the clips there again. So there's our white and yellow. So we haven't got any of those black clips, but yeah, we've got a load of mud. So right, we'll wash the car, and then we'll come back and join you when it's all clean and dry. So there we go. We've come in the next morning, let the car dry. And you can see how much cleaner it's much easier to work. So I think if you're doing anything with these, get them off, expect a load of mud, give the car a good clean. You can see how nice that looks now. We're going to get these panels off to the paint shop. I think I'm umming and ahhing. Ben in our photo workshop is saying we should go gloss black. So we might go gloss black with these panels. I just don't like this textured effect here. So we'll probably get those up to the paint shop. We'll go and see Sid at the paint shop and get those gloss black, and then we won't paint the mud flap, obviously, all the rubber strips. We'll just take him the 6 panels and we'll go off. And one more thing we're going to do to take up to Sid is we're going to take this rear strip off. So look out for the next video. I'll do it as a self-contained video. We're going to take this rear strip off and we're going to get that. Well, should we go with that one? Again, we could go red, or we could go... I think if he's going gloss black, we might as well get that gloss black as well. Or he's going to charge me more. We don't want to go flashing about all our money. Right, so we'll get that off. So look out for the video, and if I remember, I'll put it up there. So there you go. I hope that helps.